Now we're going to start lesson 2, so follow along from page 4 in your textbook.
Lesson 2 is a long review lesson starting with angles. First, we want to talk about when we have two lines, there's two things that can happen. They can either intersect or not intersect. If they do cross like this, we call them intersecting lines. This would be called the point of intersection. If they do not cross at all, we call that parallel lines, like a railroad track. If the two lines cross in such a way that they form a right angle, these lines are called perpendicular. Perpendicular. The places where they cross are right angles. If you have two right angles together, like this, right angle here and right angle here, this is called a straight angle. If we took that same concept here, where we have the two right angles, and continued it down with two more right angles, remember a right angle is 90 degrees. With 4 of those, we would have a circle. And a circle is 4 90-degree angles, so it contains 360 degrees in a complete circle. Let's talk about polygons now. A polygon is a special kind of a geometric figure. It is a word that means many angles or more than one angle. It is a shape made up of straight sides. Now, this is an example of something that is not a polygon. And the reason it's not is because the line segments cross each other, and so it's not a simple figure. So this is not a polygon. This also is not a polygon because it's not a closed figure. This is not a polygon because it has a curve part to it. A polygon is a closed figure with straight lines like this. This is a polygon, and it's a special one. It has 3 sides, so it is called a triangle. One that has 4 sides is called a quadrilateral. Quad meaning 4. If it has 5 sides, it's called a pentagon. If it has 6 sides, that's called a hexagon. A good way to remember this is hexagon has an X in it, and the word 6 has an X in it. So 6 sides is a hexagon. If the shape has 7 sides, that's called a heptagon, H-E-P, heptagon. And then if it has 8 sides, that's called an octagon. And a good way to remember that one is an octopus has 8 legs. The word oct means 8. If you will look in your book, on page 5, you see a list of all of these polygons. We just talked about the ones from 3 sides to 8 sides. It shows you in the middle of the page that a polygon with 9 sides is called a nonagon, 10 sides is a decagon, 11 sides is called an undecagon, and 12 sides is called a dodecagon. Now, one of the things we also want to remember is if you have a polygon, the sides, no matter how many sides there are, each segment of a polygon is called a side. Each corner or endpoint is called a vertex. The plural of vertex is vertices. And in every polygon, the number of sides is always equal to the number of vertices. However many sides the shape has, that's how many corners or vertices that shape will have. Now at the bottom of page 5, they're talking about concave and convex polygons. A concave polygon would be one that has an indentation in it. And so this part right here is like a cave. It's an indentation. So we call this a concave polygon. If it does not have any indentions in it, it is called a convex polygon. We want to look at some special polygons. The drawings we did on some of the earlier ones we were just talking about may not have been recognizable to you. What you are probably used to seeing is a triangle that all three sides were the same. Or you may have been used to seeing a rectangle that had all four sides the same. These are special polygons, and we'll talk about these. If all the sides are the same length, then that's called an equilateral polygon. If all the sides are the same length, it's called equilateral. If all the angles are the same length, then it's called an equiangular polygon. Then, if you have shapes that have the same length on all sides and all the angles are the same, that shape is called a regular polygon. This would be a regular triangle because the angles are the same and the sides are the same. This would be equilateral, but also regular. This one would be a regular quadrilateral because the sides are all the same and the angles are all the same. So it's a regular quadrilateral. And we have an even special name for that, and we call that a square. If all the sides are the same, all the angles are the same, and in the case of a square, all the angles are right angles. They're all 90 degrees. A regular pentagon that you are probably used to seeing is one like this. And then the regular hexagon that you're used to seeing would be like this. These all have the same sides, same length of sides, same size angles.